Jones with your CCR update for this week. We have some exciting opportunities and virtual events to share. So today we will host a very special visit with Spalding University at 11 o'clock. So if you're undecided or perhaps you would like to learn more about Spalding, register in your Canvas course to join us for that visit. BCTC is also hosting its Festival de Futuros today at 1 o'clock. So register for that as well. Now, if you have questions about the online scheduling process, we are hosting a very special FDHS scheduling course Q&A session tomorrow at 6:30. So students and families are welcome to join us to have those questions and concerns answered. And you can also register for that in Canvas as well. Our college career and counseling Canvas site is essentially your one-stop shop to learn all about college planning, career exploration, student opportunities, scholarship, and financial aid. So please take advantage of it. So like I said, if you are wanting to build up your resume, you may be interested in the FCPS Onward and Upward program. That is a male mentorship program for males of color, grades 9 through 12. It does include a $100 stipend, and there are limited spots, so you'll want to act down if that's something that interests you. The Food Research and Environmental Studies for High School Students program is also kicking off a program. So if you're interested in gardening or learning more about food research and environmental studies, check that opportunity out. It has a $200 stipend attached. For my seniors who plan to complete the Kentucky Fame PCTC AMT application, that deadline is this Friday. So if you've not completed that process, you want to do so as soon as possible. For any of my seniors, if you have not established a plan for action after high school, please reach out to me. You have several options, and I look forward to helping you explore them. We also have a very special scholarship alert. So we have added additional scholarships throughout this week. We will continue to add to that list throughout the school year. But recent additions are the Commonwealth Credit Union Scholarship, the Fayette County Nutrition Association Judy Health Scholarship. So if you're trying to apply and take advantage of those opportunities, please visit our school list. The Scholarship and Financial Aid module also has additional resources for you as well. And as always, if you need an individual help session, I will be glad to assist you. So don't miss out on these opportunities, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Good morning, Broncos. Did you know that roughly 37% of middle and high school students report that they have been the victims of cyberbullying? Remember, we are in control of our online behavior. It's often tempting to use the distance created by screens to react to thoughts, words, and situations with anger, sarcasm, insults, or hurtful comments. Change starts with you. Think before you post. Respond with empathy. And if you or someone you know is being cyberbullied, file an anonymous report with the Stop Tip line, which can be accessed through any of your Canvas courses or through the FCPS and FDHS websites.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Principal Diaz with your morning announcements for January 27th, 2021, as we approach almost a year since the global pandemic has caused our society to shut down or become more restrictive in so many ways. We got news of COVID-19 somewhere around this time last year, and how serious it was, and how things were getting out of control. And then eventually we were shut down for a little while and had to resume school in this format. And I got to tell you, some of you guys are doing a great job. I'm going to talk about that in here in a minute. That it is a C day. We are going to follow our C day schedule. It is the last C day in January. It is the last week in January. It's almost February, and I can't wait I can't wait till the end of February, really, just for the sheer fact that it is cold. Where I think we're expecting snow sometime. I don't know. Anyway, big shout out. I want to send a big shout out to our wrestling program. I got a note from coach. They are 6-3. They've won 6 wrestling matches and lost 3 wrestling matches. And as I look at the scores on some of these turnouts, really easily could be 7-2. And some of the matches have been dominant. Like we dominated against Tates Creek. We dominated against Boyd County. We dominated Pikeville. Just lopsided scores against Knox Central, which is usually a good wrestling program. Just proud of the guys. I know they come in and they work out at 6 a.m. before school. It's when they get their practice time and they do it, man. They work hard. So good job. Keep working hard. Want to also send a big shout out to all the students that came in for their PSAT. They did a great job. Phenomenal. It was just awesome seeing kids in the building. Okay, my last thing for today, for these morning announcements, I have some good ideas. Just a few good ideas. Good idea number 1, turn your work in on time. Guys, I'll tell you, I used to be a science teacher, and what I would do as a science teacher, I would use my planning period to plan the lesson, right? I would use my planning period to understand what my learning intentions, success criteria is, what the flow of the class was going to be, what those key questions, those hinge questions that I was going to ask and how I was going to present the information to students. I really thought about what they were going to struggle with, and I really thought about how to support them. I didn't spend my planning period grading papers, right? I had a designated time, Saturday mornings, on when I graded all the assignments. So if you didn't turn your work in on time, it got stuck in the pile for next Saturday. And if you were a week and a half late, it got stuck in. You might not get your paper up, your grade updated for 2.5 weeks because the day that I graded those assignments and put them in the book, you hadn't turned in your work on time. That was the system I used back when I taught. And I can't speak to whatever system the teachers are using now because all of that is individual and all of that is based on our teachers. We have a grading policy, and I need you to turn your work in on time. That's just a good idea so the stuff doesn't get backlogged. The second good idea I have for you today is communicate with your teachers. They're human. They're parents. They have kids too. They once were where you are. They get it much more than you realize. And you can't fool them all the time. You got to be real. You got to tell them, this is what's going on. This is what I'm struggling with. And more often than not, they're going to communicate back and say, okay, this is what you should do. This is the expectation. This is what I want. So communicate with your teachers and do so with proper English, code switch, and do so with your student email. Good idea number 3, which probably should have been good idea number 1, is join your Zoom calls. Get on the Zoom lessons. Because even if you're the smartest kid in the universe, there's going to be things that are said in the class that will help you with your assignments, thus making your assignments easier to complete because you have that knowledge that the teacher has shared with you. Now, let's pretend you're a regular person and you get confused and you have questions. How are you going to ask those questions? When are you going to ask those questions? When is it appropriate to have that interaction with your teacher? Number 1, on your Zoom call. Number 2, you can communicate and use email communication. Number 3, you can use C days and schedule appointments with your teachers to have one-on-one help sessions, okay? Good idea number 4, movement, right? Don't sit in front of the computer for 10 hours trying to crush everything. Listen, here's my trick. Here's what I do. All right, check this out. This is my office chair. I'm not kidding. Look. That's the chair that I use. That's the chair that I sit on while I'm at work, right? Because I need movement. I just can't lay back in the couch and eat gummy bears and be any form of productive or efficient. So that's my good idea for you, number 4, movement. My last good idea is self-care, right? Make sure you've got a water bottle, make sure you're eating healthy, make sure that you're taking care of your body, whatever form that may look like. That's on you, but do a good job and practice self-care. Okay, again, turn your work in on time, communicate with your teachers effectively, join your Zoom sessions, take movement breaks, be good to yourself and practice self-care. I'm Lester Diaz, your principal, and it is an honor and a privilege to serve you in this capacity.